Hello and welcome back. We got to do another video here today. We're doing this on Sunday night. Already got quite a few orders that need to go out the door for Monday, and we're gonna go over that. And as of course always, I come up with a topic, but now it's kind of an interesting topic because it's an answer to a question. Like I said, I name questions title, so if you guys hit titles and might get the titles being a question mark, well, it won't be a question, but it'll be a question I can't answer. And that's what's going to be the topic is a question I can't answer. So, first of all, we'll go ahead and go to a few sales here. Of course, as always, I sell clothing and stuff, and I kind of feel like I can go through all the clothing sales I have, but that may be not something you always interested. I'll show you a few things I sell clothing wise, maybe why I choose something. But I don't want to go into clothing sale because I don't know, that might be boring and tedious. As I said, I did a video a while back about where I went to a churchyard sale and how I did really good and stuff. And I mentioned there was some 70s figures there and all. There was one bag, and y'all seen, if you've watched the other videos, you've seen me get some other figures. I showed y'all Big Josh one week. I guess we've done one every week. One was Big Josh one week. The other week was a peg leg fella. And now we've got Sir Galahad. This is Sir Galahad. It's a 70s figure. He's 1974. So he's just as old as I am. He come in his little glary outfit. I went ahead and everything that was left in that bag actually was Sir Galahad related. He came with a series, from what I understand, with the Black Knight and somebody else. But this was the Black Knight's helmet. Got some other little accessories here. But as you can tell, now Sir Galahad sold for $29.99. Big Josh sold for $31.88, and Peg Leg sold for $19.99. So that's $82 of sales. And as you can see here, this is what I paid for everything. And they actually did a little bit of the work for me at the sale there at the church. They actually went ahead and that gave me some knowledge to go ahead and go with. So, but $82 worth of sales, and I paid $2. So that was really a good find. And like I said, I didn't know in advance, but when it said 70 some figures, 1974. I figured there was some value there, so more than $2 for three different figures. There was three figures in that bag. But $82 worth of sales off of $2 worth of figures. So that was definitely a good pickup, a good find. As always, I sell a lot of video games. This game here is not super great, but Tiger Woods, I think I got $12.99 for it. Really, the big thing here is Nintendo GameCube. Pretty much any video game that's Nintendo GameCube is going to be worth some money. GameCube stuff is highly sought of in the video game world. Then again, what's I always as a preach is complete. Everything's there. The discs were pretty darn good. So, and I picked that up. I will go ahead and go through a few clothing sales. I pick up sometimes, if it's good enough name brand, I'll pick up night clothes. Once again, this is the Polo Ralph Lauren, nothing super fancy, extra large. Probably got it in the buck stuff, because usually I wouldn't pick up this unless I paid a buck. I think I got about $16 for it, that type of thing. Wanted to go into something else, something you might have laying around the house that you wouldn't know it's any value. Or you might know somebody else that would just throw them away otherwise. Back when, if you were an 80s child, a big thing was listening to the radio and then recording off onto tapes. You'd sometimes sit by, you knew, like 87 or so, Bon Jovi and Def Leppard, some of them were real popular, and you knew they were going to be the number one song at 10 o'clock. So you sit by your dual tape recorder, you had tape ready to go, and you record that thing, or your buddy gets the newest tape, so you got that dual cassette, and we even had, I remember it had a speed thing on it. So you could actually do it real fast too. But these are actually the Maxell. Not all of them by no means, but the Maxell, the 90, the XL2. Of course, brand new sealed, they do really good. But even the used go. I got, I think, 8 of them here, and I got $25 out of used ones. These already have stuff on them. But I got $25. Well, of course, people are using them again. You can either, this one only had the things broke off of it. I don't think any of them had things broke off of it. But even though, if you remember, if you're an 80s kid, you'll remember this. But even if these little things are broke, all you got to do is cover them with a little tape, and you can record again. So, but these things still have good value, these Maxells. And there's even another version of the Maxells, and they make them from JVC and others too. But the metal, if they had the metal, that is good money there. I have found the metal a few times. You're talking metal go $15 to $30 a piece brand new. And even used can get about $10 for the, it's what the tape itself, I guess, is made out of metal or something. I never used it growing up. I wasn't even aware of the stuff till I watched a YouTube video and somebody said, "Oh, you can buy this and it's worth money." And so I started looking for it, and I found it a few times. It's not easy to find. That's why it's worth so much. But if you ever find a metal version of this, you're talking $15 to $30. New sealed, and probably $10 even used. So grab it by all means. But yeah, I got 8 of them here. I got 8 of them here in the bag. $25. I paid. Somebody didn't know. They were just thought they were used. So I think I got them per dollar. So that's for you to know and me to know and you to find out. But I thought I'd pass that along. That may be something you've even got around your house still, or somebody you know that they've got, and you can sell those and make money. But like I say, I sell a lot of clothes, so I'll go through a few of the clothes. Found this neat graphic shirt. Now, this is a zoo that's up in Ohio. I found out once I looked it up. This is from the 90s, from that zoo. It's got neat graphic. There's people that collect just vintage t-shirt type stuff. And one thing they look for is this Green Stars Best. And it's made in the USA. It's a 2 extra large t-shirt. So I put all that in the description when I made the description. It's also infamous, if people collect t-shirts, they know. They look for the single stitch, and this has got the single stitch. So that's something they look for. Like I say, it may be something, you might even have some of these still running in the house. Not maybe this exact one, but something similar. I paid $1, $17.88 out the door. So all this is, when I do this stuff there, I generally figure out around an $8 to $9 profit. There was no shirt like this online anywhere. So, I just take a chance, and it's sold. I've only had it a week. I picked it up last Saturday at a sale nearby me, and it goes. So, and I'll also tell you that even the brands that come from, say, JCPenney or Belk, they sell. If they're they're not nice size, or even brand new tags, they'll sell even the extra larges and stuff. But this is Saddlebred, nothing fancy, but the 3XLT helps it sell. And this was, dollar special at the Goodwill on a Sunday. And, $16.99 out the door. So, that was good. I was at a yard sale early in the season, and lady had a pile of clothes. And I seen a CM Punk shirt in there, and the CM Punk shirts sell real well, especially as far as wrestling shirts. And I said, "What do you want?" She said 50 cents a piece. So I actually started looking at the pile, and there was actually really good stuff in the pile. And one thing that was in there was this Jacksonville Jaguar sweatshirt. And one thing you look for in sweatshirts, a couple things. These were from the 90s, you could tell. Nice embroidered, too. These are nice embroidered. These ain't cheap. But this was starter. Now, yeah, there was a starter once they sold out to Walmart. And that stuff, that's what killed the brand. Once they sold to Walmart, it got real cheap and done, and that's what killed the brand. But this was made in the USA. The made in the USA starter stuff was good stuff. That's a lot of the 90s starter jackets and all that, the commercials, the Deion Sanders and all that mess. And everybody had a starter jacket at some point if you lived during that time. So, it was good made stuff back then. Generally, these type of sweatshirts are made by Starter or Lee Sport. Lee Sport's also really good. The other one I had like this was the teal blue that the Jaguars wear. It was Lee Sport, and I got the exact same amount I got out of it. I priced them the same way, which was $30.99, $31 really, in other words. $31 shipped. Now, this will have to go in the padded flat, the priority, so I have to pay another $8 shipping, but I only paid 50 cents for the sweatshirt, so good amount of profit there still. Probably, what, $20 time I get everything done, fees and all that mess. So, but yeah, now I always do too. I pick up a lot of sealed DVDs. Now, this ain't nothing amazing, but I pick them up because they're easy. Once again, just something easy, slide it in a thing and ship it. It did take 2 minutes to list the whole thing. This is in the heat of the night here with Mr. Sidney Porche. Paid 50 cents for it at a yard sale about Saturday. And sold today, Sunday, so it's less than 24 hours. Paid 50 cents, sold it for $10.99. So, like I say, not a big profit, but really quick sale. You know, you take that stuff. There's some people that do this stuff that'll say, "Oh, I don't handle nothing under $20." That's fine. That's your business model. But I wanted to get to the topic, and I guess I probably ran on too long with the sales, but I wanted to show you some good stuff it does sell. But my topic today was a question, when. The question I can't answer is when. There'll be multiple things if you go down this road that you'll say, "Chris, when do I do this? When do I do that?" I don't have an answer to that when. I can talk about my own personal experience, which is like something like a thermal printer, which I've got over here to the side. I do all my stuff on. Let's see if I can get you over there where you can see it. But it's like here. It's a little my thermal printer here. And it's a Rollo, which they don't sponsor me by no means. Of course, they don't sponsor me. But you can buy other different brands. You don't have to buy a Rollo. But the thing is, when would I buy a Rollo, Chris? I don't have that answer for you. I don't know when you'll need a thermal printer. If I was giving you advice, if you start selling an average of 3 or 4 things a day, yeah, go ahead and get your Rollo printer because it'll save you a ton of time. You definitely know. I've got 28 items today that's got to go out. Actually, I had 29th as I talked to y'all. I seen a sale go across. So 29 items need to go out today. And there's no way I could stand in line and him do all that. My goodness, it would take, I'd probably be an hour at the post office. So, no, I don't want to spend an hour at the post office, let alone stand in line. And it's more expensive that way. When you go through eBay and you print your labels out, they give you a discount. eBay has a thing worked out with the post office. eBay's still making money, but they're able to give you a discount. So I can't tell you when you'll need a thermal printer. I can't tell you when if you get on the eBay site and go through there, when you'll need a store. That's going to have to be to you to figure out, kind of get a feel of things. I would tell you probably, give it a few months and just decide, hey, is this really for me or not? If it's not for you, then probably don't make a commitment to a store. Probably don't buy you a thermal printer. But if you get, say, 6 months into this thing and you say, man, I love finding stuff. It's a treasure hunt for me and I like the money. But it's a lot of work too. Anybody does this for any long period of time, it's just work. And there's been times, I'm not right now, but there's been times on a Saturday morning, I got up at 6:30 in the morning, was out at sales at 7 in the morning. Then after I got done yard selling, I had to take a shower, go directly to work, get off at work 12:30, 1 o'clock, and my Saturday went from 6:30 in the morning till 1 o'clock at night. And that's real world. And that's not easy. It's not easy. It's not something I want to repeat. So this thing is a lot of work, but you got to decide the wins. And I don't have an answer for you on the wins. I was watching a YouTube video, and initially I kind of got aggravated with it. They asked one of the guys on the video, they said, well, how long you been selling now full time? Well, he said, I went full time now. And they said, oh, he said, yeah, I've been reselling for about a year, and I've been full time for 6 months. And I was like, my gosh, why on earth would you go full time after only 6 months? And then I've thought around about that. It never left my mind. And I got thinking about it. If you've got a job you don't like, and you've got, not like good health care and benefits and all that, and then say your partner, they've got a good job with benefits and stuff, then the risk isn't that big. You can go ahead, and if you feel like this is something you want to do, you can go full time. But that's another win question for me right now. I have a decent job, so I've got to do the kind of dual job thing until I have a planned time at this point. But it's not today, and it's not next week, and maybe not probably next year. But I do have a plan. It's just not for me. My win is out there in the future. Everything else, as far as buying, of course, a Rolo. Now, I'll tell you, I've been doing this for a little bit over 5 years as far as the hard time, all this mess. I've actually sold on eBay for over 20 years, and I've talked about that before. But on the Rolo, I waited a year and a half before I bought a Rolo, maybe even closer to 2 years. And I'll tell you what, that was a mistake. I should have bought that at least 6 months to a year before I did, and that was a mistake. I should have went ahead and bought a new laptop when I did it. I got a Dell laptop that I use here. That's what the phone's actually sitting on here. I'm talking to you as my Dell laptop. I use that, but you don't have to go buy a new laptop. I know people that use Chromebooks that cost $80, and they're able to get the exact same results that I get out here. So don't feel like you have to. I just wanted a nice laptop. It was a write-off on my taxes. I needed something, but I'd had a good year in sales. I need something to write off. I wrote off the laptop. I wrote off the Rolo that year. And it's stuff that, I've got my money's worth out of it. This little Rolo pays for itself in no time because the savings at the post office and your time and stuff, it's so much more important. You're going to be doing this anyway. It takes no time to go ahead and hit that print on the label and go ahead and have your label printed and throw it in the bag. And then once you get to the post office, you're done. You just dump, I always stack the stuff out nicely for my people at the post office. And you may ask on that too, well, can't they come pick it up? Absolutely. The post office, you can set up a thing for your post person to pick it up. But you know what? At the end of the day on that question, I only trust one person to make sure my business works, and that's me. So I am delivering those packages to the post office, and then it goes from there. But like I said, on the whole subject of when, I don't have an answer on that question for you. That's going to have to be your individual experience because your situation is not my situation. So if you come to a fork in the road and you're like, when? I don't have an answer. And you can go and watch other YouTube people and they might give you advice, but at the end of the day, it's going to have to kind of be, is this something I'm really enjoying? You may even say to yourself like, okay, Chris, I don't have a room like this. When do I go buy a storage unit? That's something you're going to have to answer. I don't have an exact answer. I'm so grateful I did this whole room idea. I was about 2 years into it when I did the whole room idea. And I tell you what, it's a mess. It's not organized. And I would tell you definitely to get you a better organization system than I've got. It's a miracle every Monday when I pull this mess off. And during the week, I like to tell y'all I have 3 to 5 items, maybe a little bit more sometimes, depending on the day. That sells, that's easier during the week, but like tonight, like I said, 29 items are going out the door. Sometimes there's going to be something I can guarantee out of this 29, even though it looks like the list ain't too bad. I guarantee there'll be something that'll throw me a curveball before the end of the day. But that just goes with the territory. But you might not have this. You might want to do a storage unit. As far as buy a storage place, I probably can. It depends on what you sell. There's another thing. You might go to climate control, or you might just do a regular storage. It just depends on your situation. Another thing you might say, well, I see other people that have sheds and buildings and stuff that they turn into eBay. And that's another win question. My plan actually with this whole thing, of course, is to expand at some point. My house is about 2 years from being paid off. When I pay off my house, I'm planning on doing a major remodel. When I do the major remodel, there will be definitely something eBay related, and probably this room will be relieved of everything. It'll probably go down to my garage. I don't use my garage for my cars. I haven't used it in years, and I really don't like it for my cars. I go into that. That's another story for another video, but I just don't like it for cars. So what we'll do, when I gut out, I have a plan for gutting everything out. And what that's going to do is actually go into a storage unit for about a year or two. And as I'm gutting, if I know for sure it's not coming back in this house, it's going in the dumpster or a donation or something. But it ain't coming back in here. And then I'll do the storage unit for a while. And then I'm going to set everything up. I'm going to set up me something, an area for me, a special area for myself. And then there'll be expansion for the eBay room. But you're looking at, for me personally, that's 2 years plus away. But you may want to do a building. You may want to turn your garage into something. Maybe you don't use your garage. Maybe that's something. But those are all questions I can't answer for you. And nobody can answer those questions. If somebody tries to answer those questions, they don't know you and they don't know your situation. So when is not, no matter if you believe in the comments, when should I do this, Chris? When should I do that? You're going to figure those things. Some of that's going to have to figure out for yourself. And I'm not trying to be rude or put you off. I'd always try to help you as much as I can. But you're going to figure out the when I do this, when I do that. Now, if you want to just start getting into selling, I'll tell you to do that automatically. List a couple things, see how things go. Whether you don't feel good with eBay, do Facebook Marketplace. You don't feel good, Facebook Marketplace. Put on Mercari and Poshmark and all that. You can look all that up. There's people that sell on those platforms. You can talk, you can see what they do, how their sales are, what kind of stuff sells well, that type of thing. So, like I said, that's all I got for this week. I could go over more sales, stuff sold, but like I say, it's some things, clothing and stuff. Oh, I did actually have one other thing. I did sell something neat, something I like. If you're watching this long, you can see something neat. Went to the Goodwill a while back, found this lightsaber. Now you might say, well, I see something like this. Well, you may see something similar, but this is from Disney, and it was done in 2014. It actually says it was done it's done in Disney parts. But this was done in 2014, and Disney hadn't owned Star Wars for very long at that point. So they did a lightsaber here, and I had to look it up. I just looked it up by the UPC on the thing, and they were going for about $20 to $30 plus shipping. A used one. There was no new ones on eBay at the time. So what I did, I went and bought it, of course, and it was $3.99. And I put it at $100 plus shipping. Anything that I think goes priority, I don't do free shipping on, because you just have no control. There's a world of difference shipping to, like I live in Virginia. It's a world of difference shipping to Kentucky and then shipping to California. The price difference is just too much and I can't cover it. So I just let them pay the difference. So anyway, put it for $100 plus shipping. I did turn on the offers. I don't do a lot of turn on the offers, but I did on this item. And I sold it, got $80 plus shipping. So I did still happen to have some of the long 2 black boxes they used to have for the post office. I think they've done away with some of them. I think this is going to be a little high to ship, but we'll make still plenty of money. So there's no, and it actually, you couldn't get no better box, because it's triangular here, and the box is triangular. So this is just going to slide right in. I'll put a little packing, and that'll go out the door. So that'll be easy pack. But I just wanted to kind of show you there. I do sell clothing a lot. Of course, the big bulk of these sales, if I went through and talked to you, the biggest part of these sales would be clothing sales. But I just don't want to bore you to death. If you ever want that, I can shoot to you that. If that's something you're interested in, just comment below. Like I said, I didn't mention last video, but I appreciate the likes, the comments, subscriptions. I need all those that I can. I appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Bye.